Well-planned stories start with a script.
It's our life, our time, our story.
My name is Chris, and I'm a filmmaker, and the story has to start somewhere.
Yeah, we fight and we grind till we get through the highs and the lows. Yeah, we flip in the script through the turns and the twists in the road.
So as I mentioned in my last video, I'm getting ready to make some short films this year. My next film is a very simple idea, very short, about 1.5 minutes long, and I have the first draft done. I don't think it's all that great, but it's out on paper, and I have something to work with and go back and make better. Now, I'm not a screenwriter, I'm not an expert, and I still have a lot to learn. Despite that, I have learned a few things over the years. There are people that like to plan out a story before they start writing, and there are people that like to write to see what the story is. I'm a bit of both. I like to have my story planned out, and I like to know the world and the details, but I've also found, especially when I'm not exactly sure where the story should go, sometimes I just need to write to find out what the story is. I find that the ideas that I'm looking for will come freely once I sit down and start to write. Get feedback on your script. If it doesn't make sense in the script, it's not going to make sense on the screen. I've got a story that I'm hoping to tell next year. You know, I had somebody read through and they read through all this intro and they're like, this is great world building and I really get a sense of place, but what's the point of this scene? I knew what I wanted to accomplish with this scene, but because I was so robust with building this world, that one little detail was kind of lost in all the narrative. I know why a scene is in my story, but somebody else has no clue what meaning that scene holds. So by having them read it, I saw it through fresh eyes and I was able to get to the core of why that scene is there and pare down to just the bare essentials. Revise, revise, revise. There's a famous quote from Ernest Hemingway about first drafts. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But suffice to say, your first draft is not a masterpiece. The short film that I'm doing next, I'm done with the first draft, I got it out on paper, and I think it's terrible. But it at least gets the idea across so I can go back and see if this is what I meant to say, if this is what the character should be doing, and so on. You need to just press through, write the story, and then go back and make it better. For me, this year is about making films, telling stories in a visual form. What stories do you want to tell? Let me know in a comment down below and let's cheer each other on. My next story is about a man who sits down at a breakfast table and discovers something a little magical. If you want to see this story come to life or just see my thoughts on filmmaking and storytelling, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.